All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming. This is going to be a very short video, and I want to do two things in this video. First of all, I want to bring my file up and show you that I have added a boatload of comments. Basically everything I reiterated or I said out loud in the last lecture. So the comments are now in there. Secondly, the program did work. Show you what the problem was, though. Problem was, after we showed all, we were doing a repository.clear, so that was immediately calling the clear method, which, if you remember, what the clear method does is it deletes all the records from the database. So they were in there, you just couldn't see them. All right? So I ran it again with that out, and it worked, and then I removed all the records from the database. So I'm going to add 4 records right now. Run the program and add 4 records. Hopefully then you can see exactly what's in there. All right, I'm going to leave this up, and I'm going to run this. I guess it shuts it then. So let's just, we'll make 4 mythical people. So Sam Jones, say that he's 72, and he's 333 pounds, so he's obese. All right, then we've got Martha Green. We'll say that she's 60 inches and weighs 100 pounds. She's optimal weight. So we've got 1 obese and 1 optimal weight. We'll say Mary Jones. And we'll say that she's 60 inches and she weighs 80 pounds, which hopefully makes her underweight. And finally, we'll take Mark King, and we'll say that he's 72 inches and weighs 180 pounds. Hopefully that'll make him optimal. Okay, so we've got 1 of each. Just to show you that, here they are. Obese, optimal, underweight, and I guess there's 2 optimal. So let's add 1 more. We don't have anybody who's overweight, so Brian Freed, 72 inches and 200 pounds. So he's overweight. Clear. Now they're all in there. So we've got 1 obese, 2 optimal weights, 1 underweight, and 1 overweight. Okay, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that we've added. Okay, I'm going to exit here, and I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to run a new query against the database that says select star from BMI person. We run the query, and lo and behold, I don't think we can make this bigger. I don't know how we make this bigger, but there is Sam Jones. The BMI is bad. I guess I should have made sure I did that to 2 decimal places, and I didn't. That's no biggie. But you can see obese, optimal, underweight, optimal, and overweight. You can see all the heights are in there, the weights are in there, the names are in there, and the date created are in there. All right, so in the next video that I do, which will be in a couple days probably, I'm going to talk about entity framework. And I'll say entity framework C#, and entity framework core, let's see. Entity framework from Microsoft Learn, that sounds like a good place to start. They say it's an object relational mapper that enables .NET developers to work with relational data using domain-specific objects. It eliminates the need for most of the data access code that developers usually need to write. Why is that important? Because again, when you look back at the program, and I'm just going to go back here to the person repository and go to our first thing that we added here. This was a pain in the butt. We had to do the insert like this, then we had to create a command object, then we had to add all this stuff. Then we did the select statement. All right, but we had to create a new command object, open the connection, get a execute reader, and read all the way through. That was kind of a pain. The clear wasn't real bad. I mean, we just had the delete command. We created the command object, opened it, and ran it. The isEmpty wasn't bad either. We created the connection. We put up our SQL query command. We created the command object. And I guess I didn't put a command. Create SQL command object with query and connection. Okay. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about, is a way to, hopefully at least, I don't want to do that, make that easier. I don't need this query. All right. So that's what we'll be doing in the upcoming lectures. Okay. They even have a sample application in here. I'm not going to go through that, but we'll do the overview of Entity Framework 6. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit. Okay, so I'll be back with that probably in a couple days. Thanks.